As a longtime fan of the Toy Story franchise, I must say that the ending of Toy Story 3 was undoubtedly one of the most emotional and poignant moments I've experienced in cinema. Um, I had no of that to developing system, and I think that I still overlooked shaping through, and um, the bittersweet farewell between Woody and Andy mirrors the struggles of parenthood and letting go, a universal experience that resonates deeply with many viewers. The movie series, Toy Story, um, played a significant role in establishing Pixar as a dominant force in animation. Um, Throughout the films, some of the funniest and most heartfelt lines from have resonated with viewers, showcasing the humor and emotion that define these movies. Um, the tale of Woody, Buzz Lightyear, and the other toys living in Andy's room has touched the hearts of many, resulting in 4 films so far. Uh, the announcement of suggests that Pixar is hesitant to part ways with this franchise, given the impactful quotes from the movies that have left a lasting impression on fans and contributed to their enduring love for the series. The simple premise of exploring what toys do when humans are not around is a fun jumping off point that you probably might be essential faster. However, the movies have gone far beyond by looking at the enemies to friends relationship between Woody and Buzz, dealing with a child outgrowing their toys, and the purpose these toys have in the world of life of these research. We want to show it's the research that we have when people like this win can't. And the best quotes reflect all these aspects of the movies, um, leaving audiences laughing and crying along the way. Um, the upcoming will only add to these great franchise lines. The panic is attacking me. Um, Rex, for many years, Rex has been a delightful and identifiable character within the world of, despite his intimidating dinosaur appearance, he's actually one of the timid toys among them. And Rex often struggles to cope with the transitions that occur as the kids in their lives grow up. And he doesn't hesitate to voice his concerns to the other toys. And in Toy Story 4, Rex uses humor to express his anxiety over the recent changes that the toys are experiencing. Many children can easily relate to this line as a reflection of their own feelings when dealing with change or turbulence in their personal lives. Adults might understand that this line hints at an impending panic or distress that kids may not yet fully comprehend. One more rip, and Andy's done with me. It would be sound similar, Woody added to this big. Education found in two Fally writers, but to be able to do this within several 1845 there, in the original Woody freps that a new toy might outshine him. However, we see that it's not always about having more interesting toys, but rather the situation at hand. A pivotal scene occurs when Andy unintentionally damages Woody during playtime and chooses to leave him behind instead of repairing him. This moment causes Woody to believe that if he becomes too damaged, Andy might discard him entirely. Just as movies portray, it's not just any toy to Andy, but rather Woody holds a special place in his heart. In fact, Woody might be Andy's most cherished toy of all time. Um, all the happiness Woody has brought to Andy throughout his childhood is at risk when Woody worries that a broken part or torn fabric could mean Andy will leave him behind forever. This thought brings sadness not only to Woody but also to the viewers. And I have a question. This now wait, sounds like I have all the questions.
Okay.
It as a diehard cinema enthusiast, I'd say while the later Toy Story films undeniably resonate with adults who cherished the original as children, the entire franchise is crafted to captivate families sharing the screen. Uh, and this means that while poignant moments tug at adult heartstrings, there's an innate sense of wonder and curiosity in the characters that kids can't resist. That's part of the charm of Trixie, the delightful Triceratops, who made her debut in the third installment. Just as Rex does, uh, Trixie shows signs of anxiety when it comes to changes involving her toys. Her eagerness and apprehension intertwine to form this unique characteristic. This blend becomes evident when Trixie and the other toys encounter Forky, uh, a novel toy introduced in Toy Story 4, uh, made from a plastic fork by Bonnie at school. Um, Forky is a mystery to the other toys, causing them discomfort. Um, yeah, I'd like to loosen his stitching. Uh, Slinky, um, in my experience, there can be some tension among the playthings, especially between Buzz Lightyear and Woody, due to their distinct personalities. Um, Yet, when Lotso enters the scene in Toy Story 3, he seems to stir up discord, even among those toys who typically exhibit a more laid back attitude. And in a friendly and approachable manner, Slinky Dog is known as one of those beloved toys. He's often the cheeriest toy among the group, always finding the silver lining when others might be concerned. Yet it comes as quite a surprise for viewers to hear Slinky express negativity towards another toy. Um, Interestingly enough, he harbors suspicions about Lotso and openly confesses when Lotso is out of hearing range that he'd like to unravel his stitching, which undeniably ranks as one of the most ingenious insults in the franchise. 26. I'm always sure. Yeah. So, Buzz Lightyear. This specific phrase is actually uttered by Buzz Lightyear, poised across various Toy Story movies. Interestingly, it's not the Buzz Lightyear character fans are familiar with from the franchise who says it. Instead, it's a toy that mimics the original Buzz, which happens in Toy Story 2. The quote originates from the character disguised as Big Al at Toy Barn during the scene where the toys are trying to enter Big Al's house through the air ducts. Rex queries whether Buzz is certain about their destination. And in true self-assured fashion, uh, Buzz Lightyear delivers this statement. The reason it's so impactful is that it embodies the self-assuredness common to all versions of uh, Buzz. It's reprised in the film Lightyear, um, although its box office performance may not have been stellar. It offered a fascinating glimpse into the character that inspired the toy. In this scene, the astronaut asserts his confidence with the line showing where the toy's self-assuredness was derived. So play nice. Woody, Tom Hanks, throughout the entire Toy Story series, Woody and his friends consistently conceal their true nature as living toys. Yet they occasionally disregard this rule for a specific instance to teach the misguided antagonist Sid a valuable lesson. In the initial film, Sid is seen dismantling and reassembling various toys, often causing irreparable damage in his attempts to construct grotesque creations. In this scenario, he employs items such as fireworks to destroy other playthings. This situation arises when the toys demonstrate their individuality as sentient beings capable of feeling emotions like pain and discomfort. They aim to make Sid understand that they are more than just toys by expressing their point in a compelling manner. Several viewers have noted that Sid wasn't committing a true wrong when he destroyed his toys, since they were simply plastic trinkets to him. Still, the thrill of these toys miraculously resurrecting from their graves, and Woody delivering this final ominous warning makes it no less gripping. It's a chilling scene that might have left an indelible mark on young Sid. 24-inch, I'd like to win bullseye. Woody, Woody, Tom Hanks, in Toy Story 2, we learned that Woody, the protagonist of Toy Story, hails from a Western-themed show called Woody's Roundup. This production also introduces us to Woody's loyal steed, the charming and dependable Bullseye, who is part of the Roundup gang alongside other characters. Woody is bursting with pride and amazement watching himself in action on the cherished children's show. And at a sweet finale, he adopts his famous phrase from the series: "Let's gallop like the wind, Bullseye, before he and his loyal steed take off." Despite Woody's Roundup fame fading away, Woody manages to embody the cowboy hero in his unique style. It's a heartwarming scene, as Woody never knew much about his past, instead dedicating himself to life with Andy. The revelation of his character history is touching, and the opportunity for him to experience it is significant in his growth, eventually leading him to become self-reliant in the fourth film. Um, Claw, Aliens. In the initial Toy Story film, the Alien toys are presented as a peculiar cult-like collection within the arcade game at Pizza Planet. They seem to regard the Claw as a superior entity that chooses the lucky ones, adding a funny and imaginative touch to the story's construction. The unison shout of the aliens adds to the humor, and later on in the series, this joke is cleverly referenced back. Uh, it's actually the aliens who rescue Woody and his friends from a perilous fire in Toy Story 3 using a crane and exclaiming, "The Claw." As they successfully save the day, in simpler terms, the clever references in later Toy Story films to past events like this one are delightful for older viewers. For instance, the scene where the aliens regard the claw as a powerful force, even controlling it, is a subtle example of how the toys evolve and gain significance throughout the series. Um, where's your kid now, Sheriff? Lotso, among the formidable villains in the Toy Story series, none is more despicable than Lotso, the seemingly affectionate teddy bear who harbors a cruel and vengeful spirit, following his own replacement by a new child. Uh, Lotso resents anyone enjoying a bond with their child. In the end, he joins Woody and their group at the garbage pile. Yet, even after demonstrating his wicked nature, Woody still saves him. Um, it appears that Lotso might be on a path towards redemption since he's now able to save others. But instead of seizing this chance, he ridicules Woody and abandons of them, dooming them to destruction. And then um, it is a shockingly dark moment that cemented him as a great Disney villain. Uh, this is also a really sad moment because it shows that Lotso was ruined so many years before my being shunned, cast aside and neglected. When Woody was discarded, he fought to get back to his kid. For Lotso, he just gave up and became the villain in his own story, and that box gets taken away. Woody doesn't seem in Toy Story 4, the bond between Woody and Bo Peep, which was previously a delightful aspect, uh, takes on greater significance. The movie's opening scene underscores the importance of Bo Peep in Woody's life by recalling the day when she was given away. And as Woody steps out to converse with her while she's confined, waiting for her departure, she proposes that he too should enter the box. For a brief instant, Woody contemplates accompanying her and departing from Andy. It is a poignant moment as his duty towards Andy takes precedence over his affection for her. It's equally disheartening to realize that these intelligent toys, despite their autonomy, are under the dominion of the children and parents who dictate where they reside, whether it's a dusty attic or elsewhere. And Bo Peep extends an escape route to Woody, but his freedom remains elusive even if he chooses to leave with her. When my favorite deputy, Woody, Tom Hanks, um, tug at Woody's string, and you'll hear various phrases from this toy. A famous quote from the Toy Story series is, "You're my favorite deputy." This phrase might seem straightforward, but it was likely selected by Woody, the Cowboys manufacturer. Millery, in the storyline, however, it carries a much deeper significance. There, in Woody's universe, this phrase fosters a sense of belonging for the child, making them feel cherished. Um, and it establishes an emotional connection between Woody and Andy first, before Bonnie steps into the picture as the newcomer. You know, in the captivating world of Toy Story, I find myself stepping into the role of protector, much like Woody does for Andy TV. This position, I believe, stems from hearing the phrase, "You're my favorite toy." So often, a sentiment even Andy recognizes as a symbol of Woody's leadership. Um, as the story unfolds, it becomes evident that Woody is indeed the one calling the shots, even though he still has much to discover about himself before his journey reaches its conclusion. Uh, 19, I can't stop Andy from growing up, but I wouldn't miss it for the world. Um, do this make me much more similar? As a devoted cinephile, I find myself deeply moved by the transformation of Andy in the Toy Story series, the evolution of his feelings towards his cherished toys is nothing short of captivating. One scene that particularly resonates with me is when Andy, now a young adult, prepares to embark on his college journey and bid farewell to his loyal companions, the toys who had shared countless adventures with him over the years. This moment is deeply touching as it makes the team resemble a family more than ever. Woody has come a long way since the initial film. He's learned that he can extend Andy's affection towards Buzz too, and he's realized that there will be a time when Andy won't require their presence anymore. As Andy matures, Woody is wise enough to comprehend that his role was to guide him, much like parents do. However, just as with parents, there comes a time when one must let go and watch the child spread their wings and navigate life on their own. 18, I don't believe that man's ever been to medical school. Buzz Lightyear, in the initial Toy Story film, Sid served as the primary villain. Uh, uh, it was this Pixar character had a peculiar pastime of tormenting and damaging toys. Uh, and trapped in his home were Woody and Buzz Lightyear. It was both anticipating a grim end to lighten the mood within the script when observing Sid's unsettling experiments. Buzz quips, "I seriously doubt the guy has any formal medical training." This humorous scene serves as a brief respite from the tension, even though it quickly becomes apparent that the situation's gravity is indeed real. Following this quote from Twitter 1012 and story, and the humor lies in Buzz's comment about a child, which highlights his naivety and lack of understanding about the real world of since he was one of the last to realize he was a toy, Buzz tends to view things logically and without imagination. Uh, and this moment underscore that Buzz is still not prepared for life beyond his plastic existence. And it was cold and dark, nothing but sand and a couple of Lincoln logs. Mr. Potato Head. In Toy Story 3, the gang finds themselves at Sunnyside Daycare Center, discovering that playtime isn't always as enjoyable as it seems. The younger children, unaware of proper toy care, cause trouble. In a humorous twist, Mr. Potato Head expresses his shock and dismay at the situation. Dismay. Later, he mysteriously vanishes for a while, only to return and confess that he was accidentally left behind in the sand pit. In simpler terms, he's sharing his harrowing ordeal by saying it was chilly and pitch black uh, with just sand and a few wooden sticks. But let's be clear, those weren't actual Lincoln logs. As anyone paying attention would realize, this situation underscores the terror of being lost, as Mr. Say, Potato Head has no clue if he'll ever find his way back. To balance the fearful moments with humor, the filmmakers added a joke about what he found in the sandbox, making it all feel less intense. And we got to listen. This is Perception with yourself of the Investing File and making 16, and you have saved our lives. We are eternally grateful. Aliens. Um, in the Toy Story films, some standout supporting characters are the aliens. They made their debut in the initial movie as prizes from the claw game at Pizza Planet. Notably, they resurface in Toy Story 2, where Mr. Based on the Potato Head bravely saves them from peril. The united expressions of gratitude towards their rescuer from these extraterrestrials is amusing, mirroring Buzz's delusion from the initial film. But what makes it even funnier is their persistent repetition of thanks. And in Toy Story 3, set some time later, the humor deepens when the toys continue to express gratitude towards Mr. Potato Head. An amusing twist unfolds when the aliens rescue everyone except them with their claw. This scene underscores that the aliens are ready to reciprocate the help they've received in the past. This is another instance in the series where the toys evolve and mature, gaining self-awareness about their role in their owners' lives and realizing the significant impact they have on their own existence. She'll be okay. Buzz Lightyear. In Toy Story 4, the heartfelt farewell between Woody and Buzz is incredibly touching. As Woody prepares to part ways with Bo Peep and rejoin Bonnie's other toys in the RV, Buzz reassures him she'll manage on her own. For a brief moment, both Woody and the viewers believe Buzz might be discussing Bo Peep, but then he says, motive, missed. He notices that Woody belongs with Bo and Bonnie can manage without him. So he encourages his longtime companion to follow his feelings instead. In many aspects, unfolds as a heartfelt tale of affection between Woody and Bo Peep. And Buzz Lightyear plays the crucial role in facilitating their joyful conclusion. This pivotal event signifies a significant shift for Woody, marking his evolution from a toy dedicated to caring for his child to one who recognizes that his purpose fulfilled when Andy leaves for college. allowing him to embark on a journey of self-discovery. The series transcends the simple act of children parting with their toys. Instead, it delves into the poignant experience of parents witnessing their children mature. As the time comes for letting go, Woody acknowledges that the moment has arrived and I'm trash. Uh, Forky, Tony Hale. In Toy Story 4, Forky, the character known for his memorable quotes, grapples with one of the most profound and thought-provoking storylines within the series when Bonnie attaches eyes and arms to Spork and names him Forky. He acquires self-awareness as a toy. Yet, being a utensil is not what he's supposed to be, and he isn't meant to think or contemplate his existence. And that alone is enough to terrify him as Forky comes to terms with his own existence and makes sense of being more than just a piece of trash. This moment adds deeper meaning to the quote. The franchise introduces cherished toys that nurture children, but surprisingly, the roles reverse as a toy undergoes a transformation and becomes a caretaker instead. In an unexpected twist, one child designs a toy that isn't meant to be a toy at all, unaware of life's complexities. And Forky's journey underscores the possibility of personal evolution later in life, encouraging us to embrace change when it happens. Once considered trash, Forky is now a toy, a testament to self-discovery and acceptance. So long partner Woody, in contrast to Toy Story 4's engaging narrative and emotional conclusion, it failed to surpass the heart-wrenching sentiment evoked by Toy Story 3's ending. As Andy departed, leaving his toys with Bonnie for college, Woody watched his child's car fade into the distance and uttered a poignant farewell. So long, partner. What a heartwarming conclusion to the Toy Story series. At least that's how it felt at the time. But then again, word has it that there might be another chapter in this saga with Toy Story 5 on the horizon. Throughout my existence, I was all about serving one boy, Andy, by Dash, and I was his favorite toy. I was so bad. In his role, Woody was always there to support Andy during difficult childhood moments, serving as a source of comfort as he matured into young adulthood. However, it became apparent that Andy no longer required such care, marking the time for him to move on. With a heavy heart, Woody said goodbye to Andy, mirroring the experience of parents who let go of their children and watch them grow independently into adults. Let's Kaboom. Duke Kaboom, Keanu Reeves. It's widely agreed that Duke Kaboom, introduced in last year's sequel, stands out among the new characters, apart from Forky, thanks to Keanu Reeves' voice acting and his own ideas shaping the character's persona. Duke Kaboom is a toy resembling Evel Knievel, performing stunts on a motorcycle, but he's plagued by regret because he can't execute the feats he was advertised for. By the finale of the film, Duke Kaboom demonstrates his worth by executing a spectacular leap to turn the tide. Throughout the series, there are numerous instances where spectators can witness characters evolve and discover their meaningful roles. In his limited screen appearances, Duke mirrors the growth and purpose-finding journey of Woody, who spanned 4 films. Uh, Ultimately, Duke found his niche and accomplished what he never thought was feasible. Um, he's not lost, not anymore. Buzz Lightyear. When Woody departs the group to reside with Bo Peep at the carnival, Buzz shares this information with the rest of their companions. Rex inquires if this implies that Woody is a misplaced toy, something which the sheriff considered the most disastrous scenario way back in the initial movie. Buzz then responds symbolically, he's not lost. He isn't anymore. As a dedicated movie critic, I must say that this film offers a heartwarming and significant shift in Woody's character arc within the franchise. Instead of being solely defined by his role as a toy, he embarks on a journey to discover his personal purpose in life. This transformative moment is deeply moving, considering that since the very first movie, Woody has been selflessly committed to keeping all the toys united, initially for Andy and later for Bonnie. And should one toy go missing, Woody feels responsible for finding it and returning them to safety. He has instilled in all his companions the same values. No companion should be left behind. Yet Buzz perceives that circumstances are unique this time. Unlike before, Woody isn't lost himself. He's found a new purpose post Andy. Just as Woody allowed Andy to move on, Buzz refuses to let go of Woody in this instance.